All right, welcome back everybody. I want to start your week off right, and I want to offer you possibly the most bullish news we've heard out of the SEC thus far in 2019 in regards to crypto. This was published a few days ago directly on the SEC's webpage, and not a lot of people are talking about it. But it comes from one of the 5 commissioners that head up the SEC, this coming from Commissioner Hester Pierce. So she does not represent the entirety of what the SEC is, but she is 1 in 5, meaning she does represent 20% of that decision-making power. And in this, she talks about crypto and regulation, and she offers a view from inside the machine that is the SEC. And there was a lot of valuable insights in this, but to be fair, this does not represent any concrete pen to paper actual decisions being made. This is not official. What this is a speech that she gave the University of Missouri School of Law very recently, where she talked about regulation that will not only protect the public, but also foster innovation. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking what I'm thinking. When I hear, okay, she made a speech to a university, I'm thinking, wow, it was probably just a puff piece where she was probably generally positive, but probably spoken a lot of ambiguities and generalizations and really didn't answer any of the specific questions we have. And yes, you could make that argument for the majority of this speech, but I read it and I do think there are some valuable nuggets of information, some treasures that actually do offer a real view from inside the SEC. I've highlighted 3. Check this out. First one is actually something that we've heard on and off over the last 6 to 12 months, where she speaks about wanting to regulate but not over-regulate. Regulate but not ruin. These are her words. If we act appropriately, we can enable innovation on this new frontier to proceed without compromising the objectives of our security laws, protecting investors, facilitating capital formation, and ensuring fair, orderly, and efficient markets. Those are her words. So she's saying that they want to regulate, but not overregulate. And yes, we've heard this before, but it's nice. In 2019, even in the most bearish market, that's still their goal. They will not sacrifice, they will not compromise their security laws that they have to enforce, but they are looking for some sort of compromise where they can still protect the public and foster innovation. Nice to see. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, we've heard this for 6 to 12 months. Can we get some decisions here? And I agree. And she addresses that too. She talks about, she discussed the current delays that we've been seeing from the SEC in delivering a clear legal framework for crypto. She talks about it. She says ambiguity, as well as the amount of time that it's taking to get these answers, is not all bad. We might be able to draw clearer lines once we see more blockchain projects mature. Delay in drawing clearer lines may actually allow more freedom for the technology to come into its own. And I like this. I like what she's saying, because I know some of you out there say, hey, we don't need a regulation. We don't want regulation. Crypto is without that. And I wish that could be the case, but in my opinion, regulation is inevitable. We will see it. What she's saying is that it's not a bad thing that it's taking this long, because as this technology matures, as this market matures, she says that can only lead to allow more freedoms. And I totally agree with her there. I would not mind, even though if we had SEC approval, I think that would really usher in tons of a green flag for all institutions, all big money to enter the market. But if it takes 2 to 3 years, I think that's fine, because I do think it'll offer more freedom the more the market matures. That's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments, and feel free to like the video if you're getting any value thus far. But I want to bring to you the third thing that I found, and this was actually that nugget, that little treasure, where this is something we haven't heard before. She talked about that in terms of ICOs, and we know that ICOs are being threatened, or that they're not SEC compliant, and they're all going down. And basically every altcoin last year came off an ICO. And basically what she says, that tokens sold in a functioning network are not securities, meaning tokens sold that have utility, that offer utility in an ecosystem, are not a security. We've never heard anybody from the SEC talk this way before. And again, this is nothing concrete. It's very interesting. This is what she says. When tokens are not being sold as investment contracts, however, they are not securities at all. Meaning when tokens are not sold as a promise of an investment that will make you money, they're not securities. Tokens sold for use in a functioning network rather than as investment contracts fall outside the definition of securities. Really interesting. I mean, what this means is that, what altcoins can we think of that are utility tokens, that have their token function as a utility in their ecosystem? Well, EOS is a big one. Each EOS token represents the RAM and the processing power, that could be used in those dApps. Basic attention token, that's another. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that claim that they're utility tokens. I agree that they're utility tokens, and this is just a little bit of a green flag in that aspect. Now, on this channel, I will always give you the ebb and the flow, the yin and the yang. This is what we don't know. Well, first off, she's just 1 in 5. So, this is not a decision yet. She represents 20%. But also, I guess the question that I think of when I hear this as, are tokens, let's take EOS for example, are tokens that are bought at the ICO stage before the ecosystem was there, are they part of a functioning network? If the ecosystem wasn't created yet, because we didn't have the tokens yet, do they have utility before the ecosystem exists? Who knows? It's not all black and white. There's some gray. Also, there's still a question, not EOS specifically for any of them, when they were marketed in the ICO stage, were people promised big gains? That would be a security. So very interesting. Bit of a green flag, I would say. I still have 4 more news stories that I want to bring to you. But by the way, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on cryptocurrency every day. My name's Austin, and on this channel, we will always bring you the most recent updates in this crypto market, so make sure you subscribe. You do not want to miss a video. Speaking of altcoins, what to know about Tron's BitTorrent token airdrop this week. So the airdrops are happening this week, and they will be happening for the next 6 years. And while I don't own Tron, don't own BitTorrent token, a lot of you do, and I want to make sure you're prepared. The first one, airdrop, begins a series of monthly airdrops that will run until February 2025. And out of the 990 billion BitTorrent tokens in existence, 10% of those will be airdropped to Tron holders over the next 6 years. So while I don't own Tron, if there's one thing you can say, psychologically, this does encourage a lot of people to hold Tron if they want some BitTorrent token. That's psychologically. Realistically, how much TRX will you get? You'll get 0.1, so a tenth of 1 token next week if you hold some Tron, according to Binance. So if we look at the Binance BitTorrent token, well, 1 token right now is hundredths, if not thousandths, whatever that is, of a penny, less than 1 penny. So if you're getting 10% of that, it's not too much. But whatever, it's free money, nothing wrong with that. And you'll be getting it for the next 6 years. Just want to update you. Moving on. 2 more news stories to go. Binance Chain, or the Binance DEX, decentralized exchange, will charge close to $100,000 to list new coins. So it's a fact. Not a lot of people are liking the Binance decentralized exchange that's set to come out this year or next year very soon. Obviously, if you want to get on Binance, one of the most popular exchange, you need to pay a huge listing fee, a cash grab from CZ. And we had hopes that the decentralized exchange would be a little different. Apparently not. There will be a listing fee for new coins on the company's DEX, Binance Chain. Why is that? Is this just a cash grab for CZ? Well, according to him, he explained that he has deliberately made the fee higher in order to reduce the number of spam or scam projects. double-edged sword for me because I can definitely understand. At first glance, I would think, hey, you know what? I don't want the crappy altcoins to be on an exchange. I would rather have the quality projects. That's what I think at first thought. But honestly, in a decentralized exchange, and the hope of a decentralized exchange is there is no person choosing what coins are on there. The market dictates what coins are on there. That's what I would prefer in my decentralized exchange, to have any and every coin be allowed on there, and then the market dictates which are the ones that are a success, not Binance. That's me. Luckily, we have other decentralized exchanges coming out, a ton of them. Stellar's making their own, Tron's making their own. In terms of their, honestly, they'll probably all have some sort of fee because these people aren't doing it for free. But I think this does not make me like Binance in the long run. Speaking of that, this exchange isn't even going to be that decentralized. They're going to only have 11 nodes, which already isn't that decentralized. It's all right. But from the talks that I've been hearing, CZ or Binance, they're going to own a lot of them. I don't know how much specifically, but me personally, I'm going to be looking at other decentralized exchanges. It's tough though, because this could be the biggest game in town if that's where all the if this gets the most volume. We'll see. Let me know what you think. Next, quick piece of news. You guys like Flappy Bird? Well, it's coming to EOS. The EOS blockchain, at least a knockoff version of Flappy Bird is. A ghost of the iOS past, the popular game Flappy Bird is making a comeback of sorts on the EOS blockchain. This is just a knockoff, and if you want to do it for free, you only get one free try every 12 hours. But I guess there's tons of dApps on EOS, but the reason I'm bringing it to you is because this was one of the most popular games, the real version, back in 2014, back in the day. And top-ranking players that play this Flappy Bird knockoff may actually win EOS. But holders of the game, I guess they have their own coin, Flappy Bird coin or FLB token, can earn dividends every 12 hours. You can win money, but just so you know, since daily volume is currently low, projected winnings and dividends are unlikely to be high. I'm not going to be playing. Doubt any of you will, but I do want to just... Interesting, because this is getting pressed because it's a knockoff of one of the most popular games. Let me know if you'll play. Last piece of news, sort of a slow news day before we go to Twitter. Grin coin. I'm not invested in Grin. A lot of you like it. It was just added to Bittrex recently. And I checked on Grin, and it implements Mimblewimble technology, which is why it has so much hype. Trading at $5 at the moment, currently extremely low cap, almost the lowest cap. And it actually is on a ton of exchanges. So it might be doing very well. If we go to the chart, sort of low. Here's the big question. Am I buying? Absolutely not. I think there will come a time, especially because this is a bear market, and one of the downsides for Grin in the short term, some people call it a benefit in the long term, extremely high inflation as coins get mined at the very beginning, which could mean a lot of people will dump, meaning it will lower the price. Over the long term, if Grin is around years from now, it's going to be incredibly small inflation because there'll be more coins in existence. But am I buying? Hell no. I can see this going in the sense if this bear market continues. Let me know what you're doing. Again, if you've gotten any value from today's video, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. Join us. We drop a video every single day, and you don't want to miss one. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Feel free to follow us on Twitter. Link in the description below. Team, I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow.